Hello friends and assalamu alaikum. Welcome to my channel Ideal Designing Developer. My name is Inshal Beg. I am a full stack developer and graphic designer. Today I will show you how to build one customer segmentation project in Python in data sciences. And I hope you will also enjoy this project like you enjoyed my previous project of Python data sciences. And I hope you will be also enjoy this one like you are enjoying my previous one Python projects also and the previous Python data science project which we have just made of credit card fraud detection. So now but first of all you have to just hit the subscribe button, then after that you have to also hit the notification bell from which you will be getting all the notifications of my video when I will be uploading, and from that it will be also help for you and it will be also help for me because from that you will be learning more new things, more new projects and more new clones and many other things which I'll be just uploading for many other languages and the previous languages which we have done also. So now we'll be starting with our second project of data sciences which is called customer segmentation. So now we have to just learn about like basically what is this customer segmentation about. So this customer segmentation is like thing which you have to just collect the data, and you can just collect the data in any other file, like you can take Word file, PowerPoint file, Excel file, but in Python we have to just use Excel file to just extract the data from Python to like Excel. So for using a Python file we will be just extracting our data to Excel file, means we'll be just collecting our data of customer, then we will be just putting that in Excel file. So it is called segmentation. And like customer means like we have to just first of all collect the customer data, we have to just enter that in Excel sheet, then it will be just collected and it will be good to go. So you can just work with your customer data. And if you are just in very big company and here you have to just keep the like data about your employees and many other things, so with the help of this thing you can just do that things. And this is for like big companies who are just in IT solutions or many other things like that, so you can do that. But before that we have to just make a file of customer segmentation in which we'll be writing codes here. But here before that I'll be doing one thing, like if you are just new here, so please hit the subscribe button and smash that like button which is just coming, and also comment me down like what things do you want. And if you are having any question or queries with that, you can also ask me in comment section because it is just really helpful for me also, because from that you will be just asking question and I will be just really good to see your questions and your answer. And you can also guide to me like what things I am doing or what I can do in future, so it will be also really help for me if you just guide me what things I have to just do that in future. So now you can see that we are just getting like PyCharm text editor in which we'll be just writing data sciences code. So now for a beginners you have to just use a PyCharm text editor, but if you are just intermediate or advanced, so you can just use any text editor because here you have to only write code. It is not about like to just change text editor, and everything is about code. If you just change every text editor, so nothing happens, your code will be just wrong, so it will be coming wrong. It is right, so it will be coming right. So it's not about text editor. But if you are beginner, so best text editor is to use PyCharm here. And if you are intermediate advanced, like I've telling you, you can use any other text editor. But now you have to do one thing here. You can just make a new project by going here. But if you are just new to that like your PyCharm, so it will be just open on a screen, then it will be asking you to create a project, then you have to create that, then you have to just select like what version Python you are using, 3.7, 3.2, 3.8, 3.9. There are many versions of Python which you can just use here, but I am using 3.7 because it is a good version in which we are just getting many features and quality which we have to just need in a Python. So now here when you will be just creating your project, it will be asking to just write your project name, like it is coming Python which I have just given. So you can write Python projects, you can also write projects, or you can write data sciences projects. This is up to you. You can just write any of the name if you want to. Now here first of all we have just make this Python project. So here I'll be doing one thing, like for making a file of Python, I'll be just right click on my project here, then I'll be simply going to new, and here I'll be just opening this Python file here which is just coming here. So just open that by pressing, and then you have to do one thing here, like you have to just write your Python file name which you have to just means you have to write. So we are just making customer segmentation project, so simply I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be writing customer and I'll be writing .py. So you can also write, if you want to write your only file name, so you can write, but if you want to write .py after that, you can also do that because nothing happens if you do that. Or if you don't write .py, it will be just automatically generate Python file, because here if we have just select Python file, so it will be just writing name and you have to just press enter. So now you can see automatically Python file has been generated. Now I'll be zoom in so you can see my codes clearly, because previous project which I have just done of Python, in that I am just not zooming the codes and it was not clear to you, and you are also comment me like my codes are not zoom in, so you can't see that. But now here my codes all should be just zoom, and you can also see my all the thing which I'm just doing here. So first of all, for doing that, I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be going to folder, and here I've just make this file here. Okay, so you have to do one thing here. First of all, I'll be closing this thing here, and now here I have to just open this file. Okay, so in that we are just getting a loading here, so you can see nothing is coming in that. So now you can see that we are just getting this thing again and nothing is coming in that also, and it will be just closed, and you can see here is nothing. So I'll be closing that, and like that it will be also getting this file. So here it will be just asking to that all things, and we are also getting a file which is called order segmentation. So these both file are really important, which we'll be just using here, because these both file are in which we will just collecting our data and just writing that here. So you can see when we'll just collecting the data, I'm showing you the interface what it will be showing like that. You can see that. So here when we are just building a credit card fraud detection, so I just shown you the interface at the demo, like what it will be looking of the credit card and how it will be just coming here. So like that this thing will be also just coming, and you can see we are getting first of all customer, order, then total item he has just purchased, and the discount which we have just given to the customer, and the weekday he has just purchased, our food, then what things means it is he have just purchased food, fresh drink or drinks, or it is just purchase home things or beauty things or health things or baby things or pets or number orders he are just having. And we will be also getting labels of them, like what labels he have just, and the classes also we have just put here. So you can also write your own classes name. I've just put these, but I've just not put that. I've only put one name of classes, so related to Python. So because of that, it is automatically generate these all classes here. So you can also do that in Python. So you can see how good looking is these thing, and I have not written any one thing from here, because you can see the line is so many enough, like it is still, if I just show you by just going down, so you can see that this is still 9,000, and I don't want to write this 9,000 things again. So here it is just automatically generate when I've just do all the codes in Python. So you can see how it is easy to just collect the data in Excel sheet, and we'll be also doing same thing. But you can also change this, like total amount, order, customer, and you can also change your weekday, hour, food, and everything you can do. And you can also just less your discount, or if you want to just give more discount, you can also do that. It's your choice to just do these things. So you can see now we have just make this file customer.py. So for building that, like I'm telling you, we have just two important like codes which we have to just write in data sciences when we are making any data sciences project, which is called one pandas, and second one is numpy. Like I'm telling you, numpy is not any of the important code in like data science, but if you are just building a big projects in data science, so just it keeps many importance in that. So this is a big project, because in every project we are just doing in data sciences, like we are extracting the data of Python to Excel, and when we are doing this thing, so it means like this project will be big enough, because this project takes some time to just build, and we have to also do these things. So because of that, it will be just take some time to just build here. So we are also doing that. So first of all, we have to just import pandas. So here I'll be writing import pandas. So if you don't know about pandas, so I'll be telling you again, like who are just new in this video, I'm telling for them, like this pandas is a, like you can say, import thing which just helps you to just write with your data sciences, and it also helps you to just change anything, or you can also change there or extract anything with the help of this pandas tag. And it's keep really important in data science. If you are building a small project or big project, you have to write pandas to just write anything. If I just show you how to download for them who are just new in this video, so you have to write here pip install, then you have to write simply pandas, because here we have to just write pip, because pip is a command in which you have to download anything in Python. If you want to download anything, you have to just use pip for do that. And you can see we are writing like pip install pandas. So if I press enter, so it will be just installing that, or I have just update that also. So because of that, it will be not update. But if you don't do that, so just do that still here, because it will be just, we are using this pandas tag, which is really important to do. Then you have to just come underneath, like I'm telling you, the second important tag is here we have to use like numpy tag. So here I'll be writing import numpy. You can see here it is. So we will be just getting a dir icon, because this numpy and pandas is not like a Python thing or Python file. You can say it is not any of these things, it is a dir, and dir means like directory, you can say. So here we are just working with directories here. So you can see when you done that all thing, just I'll be coming underneath here, and here I'll be also coming underneath, but here we have to import some other things, like I'll be importing sklearn. So just right here sklearn, you can see it is also a directory thing, so because of that there is coming. Now I'll be writing sklearn. I am just writing not with import, I am writing only sklearn here. So because of that at the first there is coming a Python file icon. So simply I'll be pressing enter now, and when you've done with that, just I'll be writing dot, then I'll be just changing that to like model selection. So when you've done that, I'll be just making a bracket here, so you can see simply it is not working here. So now I have just erased the sklearn because here the sklearn was not working here, so you have to just install that correctly, then it will be good. So we will be also not using sklearn here, so it was a mistake which we are just using sklearn, so we don't have to just use that. So now I'll be just simply coming underneath here, and now we have to just import one thing, like we are just importing sklearn, so we have to import that, but we'll be not writing simply here. So just import here. So when you've done that, just I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be coming underneath, and then I'll be just moving on here, and I'll be just importing another thing which is called date time here. Okay, so just import here. So here we have done that. Now we are just getting, when we are just import date time, so after date we are getting a tag which is called time. So here we have to import that simply now separately. So it is a Python file, it is not a directory like which we have to just use here. So we are just only using directory, so because of that it is just coming file here. So now we have just import many things. Now we have to write some of the code. So here I'll be coming first of all, there I'll be writing data CSV, then I'll be just writing equal to, but before that I'll be writing this thing and writing C, and I'll be defining my location of like file which I have just created here simply. So here you have to do one thing, but we have not created any of the like CSV file which we have to just generate. So I'll be simply doing one thing, like first of all I'll be just deleting some of the files from here. So just I'll be collecting that all things, and I'll be going to recycle bin to delete. And now we have done that all things. So simply when you've done that, just I'll be deleting this image also. Okay, so it is done. So I'll be coming here, and then it is good to go. So when you've done with that things, you can see we are getting a customer segmentation.csv file, but here we have not generated any of the file here. It was just demo one. So here I'll be now going to new, then I'll be just going to Microsoft Excel worksheet, and here I'll be not writing my file in XLSX, I want it in CSV. So here I'll be first of all writing my file name, which should be customer.csv, press enter, and now it will be just asking like if you are want to change your like your last name, like we have written .csv, but previous one it is was written like XLSX, so because of that it's asking you have to just change that. So we have to change that, so simply I'll be pressing yes. You can see now it has just changed into CSV file, and it is also coming like a comma. So in the top of the file, if it is coming a comma, so just things like it is a CSV file. You can see all the CSV file which I have just generated having a and comma after that, which is just looking good, and it is just in like CSV file. So because of that it is coming, so it is good to go. So we can just work with that thing. So simply I'll be doing one thing, I'll be opening my PyCharm text editor and just link that. So we have just make this file, so I have to link that again because it will be just take some time to just update that. Now here I'll be writing this thing, then I'll be writing users again, and here I'll be writing my name because here it was my desktop name. If I show you, like if I go to my local disk C, if I go to users, you can see there is my desktop name which is called Inshallah, and in that we are getting a desktop, and in desktop we are just having our file. So simply I'll be defining desktop, and in desktop we are just having our CSV file which is called customer.csv, which is just this name. So here I'll be writing. So you can see now it is done. So you have to nothing do here, so you have to press enter simply, and you can see everything is good to go. So when I'm done with that here, so I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be writing time equal, and here I'll be just changing that to, first of all I'll be just coming here, and here I'll be just writing CSV, and here I'll be just changing this to like date time. So when you've done that, I'll be coming forward here, and I'll be just writing another thing which should be input, and we have written that. So here in this input tag, I'll be just defining that to like just you can define your another sheet name which we have just written. So simply I'll be writing users, and I'll be writing my desktop name which I'm just having, then I'll be also writing desktop here because after it we are getting desktop. And here when I'm done with that, if I just go to my desktop here, you can see this name is like order segmentation. So here I don't have to just make this file because here it is like means it is not anything in that, so we will be just using only this file to work with. So simply I'll be going here and paste my file name which I have just copied, and you can see it is perfect. So here I'll be just coming underneath, and when you've done with that things here, I'll be just writing another thing which should be just having segmentation, and when you've done that, I'll be writing customer, and here I'll be just also writing equal to here simply, and with that I'll be just coming here and writing here like wrapper, and in this I'll be just defining my init tag, you can say, not input. So here in that I'll be just writing that to like customer, and here I'll be just in that I'll be simply writing insert tag, and here I'll be just changing this to like, okay, so it was customer segmentation, so it is good. So when you've done with that things, now it will be just telling you like what is the customer section and what is the segmentation section. Like we have to do two things, like we have to just have a customer data, and secondly we have to just extract that in Excel with the help of segmentation. So we'll be doing that, and when you've done with that things, you don't have to close that because here there is not any close tag like I've telling you. So here you have to do one thing. Now here I'll be going back, and you can see it is perfect here, and we are just getting this init tag. So when you've done with that things here, simply I'll be pressing enter here now, and here I'll be just telling you one thing, like if you want to just change this cursor, if you press insert, so this cursor will be just looking like that. You can see it is just coming whole of the white, but if you want change into normal one, so press insert key again in your keyboard, and you can see it is changed into normal. If you do that again and again, your cursor will be changing, and it is just really help if you are beginner. So you can just use this simple cursor here because it will be confusing for you. So now when you've done that, just we have written that all things like customer segmentation. Now we have to only define a customer thing, in which we will be just defining a thing which will be just related to customer. So here I'll be writing customer, then here I'll be writing equal to, and we have to also define these things in print tag, but I'll be only defining customer because here these are the tags which we have defined above the customer here. So now here I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be now writing input, and in this input I'll be just coming here and just changing that to like segmentation, and when you've done that all thing, just I'll be changing this to like customer here. So you can see now when you've done that, so here I'll be raising because like I'm telling you, we have to just only define here like customer thing. So here I'll be writing customer, and when you've done that, just I'll be writing this sign here, and I'll be writing like represent. So it means like it will be just representing customer, but we don't have to write represent. We'll be just changing that to like, you can say, customer front. Okay, so here I'll be writing that. If I do that, so it is not working because this things like f is attached, so because of that it's not working. So here I'll be simply writing like back. So here if I do that, so it is not working still here, so I'll be just changing that to this sign, and I'll be writing front. So you can see now it is perfect, so you can just use that here. So when you've done with that things here, I'll be simply going to file and pressing save all button to just save these things which I have just written, and from that it will be also not do anything, just perfect. So you can see now we have done with that. So now when you've done that all thing, just I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be going to front to see. So you can see till here we have done, and I hope you understand that all thing. So when you've done with that here, I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be just coming here underneath my customer tag, and in this customer tag I'll be just changing that to like now segmentation, because here now we have written this customer, and now we have to just understand like what is the segmentation, and in that I'll be just defining a tag which will be related to segmentation. So here I'll be writing init, and in this init I'll be just not writing input tag which we have written at the top. Simply now I'll be writing segmentation, and here I'll be writing this slash again, and in after that I'll be changing that to like, you can say, sheet. So here I'll be writing. So here we have to just link that with Excel sheet. So you can write like Excel sheet. So you can see we have written that all things. Now when you've done that, just I'll be doing one thing here, like I'll be just coming underneath, and here I'll be changing that to like again, which will be just now. Here we have defined that all things here. So I'll be just coming and writing CSV segmentation, because here we have to just segment that with this CSV file. So here I have to define the location of that, in which it will be just segment the data and showing our customer things which we have to just define in my Excel sheet which we have just made here. So now I'll be defining the location of that like C, and here I'll be writing that to users. So simply write, okay, so here I'll be writing that. So you can see we have just written, and I'll be writing my name, then desktop, and here if I just show you my file name which we have just made, so you can see it is called customer.csv. Simply I'll be coming here and writing customer.csv. So you can see now it is perfect. So you have defined many of the locations of your file. So here we have just defined the correct location. So you can do one thing, like you can just come underneath here. So here I'll be coming now. When you've done with that here, so I'll be just coming here, and now here you can also define this location in init tag if you want, but I think it will be not very if you define in init tag. So input tag is just perfect place to define your location of your file which you have created in your desktop. So when you've done with that things, if I go to the top, you can see that we are getting like import pandas, numpy, sklearn, and here we have also written date, time and time. So we have import this thing. So here we have to do one thing here, like I'll be just coming here and I'll be writing sklearn and underscore, I'll be changing that to like customer. So when you've done that, here we'll be just writing sklearn customer, and when you've done that all, just I'll be writing init tag here, and in this first of all I'll be writing input not init, and in that I'll be writing init tag, and in this init tag I'll be defining a tag which will be like sklearn again, and in this sklearn I'll be defining that to like segmentation. So you can see it is perfect. Now we have to just print this segmentation in console, because here we have not written any of the like this. So here I'll be writing segmentation. So you can see now it is just perfect, and we are just not getting any things like that. So we can just go forward, and I hope till here you have understand that all things. So I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be defining here like segment customer, because here we have defined this thing, and you can see now it is not giving any error. So when you've done with that, simply I'll be doing one thing, I'll be pressing backspace with 16 here, go to file, press save all button to just save these things which we have just done, and you can see you are good to go. So when you've done with that, just I'll be doing one thing here, like I'll be just simply going to top, and here we are just getting these things. So when you've done that all, just I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be coming underneath here also again, and if I go to the top here also, and we are getting these things. So now here simply I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be just coming here and writing here Excel. So here I'll be writing that to like simply Excel sheet, and equal to, I'll be just going here and I'll be writing input, and again I'll be writing in that in it. So when you've done that, just in that I'll be now, here I'll be not writing that, here I'll be writing like breakpoint now. So when you've done that all, just in this breakpoint I'll be writing input, and in this input now I'll be defining that to like Excel, and here I'll be changing this to like Excel sheet. So when you've done with that here, so you can see that we have just done that all things, and it is perfect to go. So you can see we are just working with that things, and all the things are just perfect, and we can just work with that all things. So here when you've done with that, if I just go forward here, means if I just go forward, and you can see we are just getting these things like CSV file we have connected, and customers.csv, order segmentation we have done. Until here I hope you understand, and now we have to understand like why I've defined this Excel sheet. But before, I've also defined this Excel sheet at the top here. If I show you, you can see here, you can see I've defined Excel sheet. So here now you will be asking one question, like why I've defined Excel sheet again. So the answer of that is like we have defined the Excel sheet in segmentation, and this Excel sheet we have defining with customer, means when it will be just segmenting data in our customer file, which we have defined the location of that also, which we have just made at the desktop. Here you can see. So here we have just make, but here we have to also define the location of our customer data, which it will be taken to them, because here it will be not computer or Python will be not understanding like you are defining the same location of customer also in segmentation. You have to define these both locations separately. So we have defined segmentation, and with the help of this Excel sheet I am defining customer, like customer. Now we'll be just defining that. So we have defined that here. You can see with the help of Excel sheet I have defined customer data, which will be just getting in my file which I've just made at the desktop, which is called customer.csv. And now you'll be asking another question, like I've not written my file name when I'm defining my file in customer. So the answer is like we have just defined Excel sheet tag here. So with the help of this Excel sheet tag which I have defined underneath, it will be also telling the answer like you have defined this file at the top of that. So because of that, we don't have to define location again and again. We have to only write one tag from which it will be automatically just telling the location of your file which you have just taken that. So you can see how easy is to just do that thing. So I'll be simply coming underneath here, and when you've done with that things here, so I'll be just writing here like numpy, and here I'll be writing pandas. So here when you've done that, writing equal to, and in that I'll be just simply coming here and writing numpy slash pandas. And when you've done with that here, so here I'll be doing one thing, I'll be just moving backwards, and here I'll be also coming, and when you've done with that here, so simply I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be just closing, I'll be not closing that, and here I'll be not writing this thing, but before that I'll be writing init tag, and in this init tag I'll be writing a breakpoint tag, and in this I'll be just changing that to like not breakpoint, I'll be changing that to base tag, and in this base tag I'll be just defining that to now numpy and pandas. So here when you're done with that thing, simply You can see now it is perfect. So in the base we have defined numpy and pandas because these are the base languages which we have to just define in data sciences and in this project which we have to work with. So because of that, in base I have defined that with the help of this numpy pandas. Is not any of the tag I've written that randomly, so I can define these both things which I have written here. So it is also not a tag, it is a len, which means it is like import thing here. So because of that I'm defining here, so it will be just good to go. So till here I hope you understand that all things, and when you're done with that, just you have to simply go here, and here we are just getting many other things also. So we can just go to file and press save all button to just save this thing till here which we have done. And now you can just do one thing, like I'll be coming underneath, and we have not defined till here date time. So here I'll be coming, and here I'll be not writing date time like that. I'll be simply writing underscore, then I'll be writing date time, and in that I'll be defining the date and time like we have just getting in our Excel sheet like I've shown you. So you can just write like date, and in this date tag here I'll be just writing range, and in this range here you have to define the range, like what range you will be just getting of your date. So you can write like random. Okay, but before that I'll be writing that tag, and I'll be writing random countdown. So here I'll be writing that. So when you're done with that, so it will be coming random countdown here also, and then I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be copying this text simply, and here I'll be pasting. So you can see now it is perfect. So you can just do nothing, just you can do one thing here, like I'll be coming and I'll be writing time countdown, and here I'll be just changing that to date because here I want my date should be just coming in countdown here. So right here simply with correct spelling. Now it is good to go, so you can just work with that things. Go to file, press save all button, you just save, and you can see everything is just saved. So you can just go forward to work with that things. So now I will be doing one thing, like now you have to don't close that because here there is not any of the close tag which we can just work with here. So simply I'll be going to top, and you can see everything is just working here. So here I'll be just coming underneath, and just I'll be writing here like just I'll be writing now is snake, and here when you've done that, just in that I'll be writing equal to, and with that equal to I'll be just writing a tag which will be just having up like init, and in this init I'll be writing here like range. And when you've done with that here, so simply I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be writing comma, and here I'll be writing numpy equal, and when you've done that, just I'll be writing countdown in that also, because here we have to also want countdown with the help of this async tag which we have defined at the first. So when you've done with that things here, simply I'll be going to file and pressing save all button to just save that things, and we'll just good to go. So you can just work with that thing. So here we have done that. So simply when you've done with that, just I'll be going and moving forward, and you can see everything is just good and you can work with. So when you've done with that all, just I'll be doing one thing. Now you don't have to close that because here we have to just close that all things. So here we have done that. Now if I just go to desktop and see what things are just collected till here, so you can see close that, and here it is asking that close here, and you can see nothing is coming because here with the help of this disabled which we have written here in the pie chart SNX. So with the help of that our Excel file has been disabled, and in that we can't just access in that. So because of that, with the help of this SNX tag you can do, but we'll be just doing that good if I just go moving forward and do that. So simply if I press run, but here you have to just change that to customer run here. So you can see we are getting, so I'll be going to customer to just run that. You can see there's again coming error also, so don't care about this error which is coming here. So we'll be just moving on forward. So here I'll be doing one thing, I'll be raising this async tag, but here I'll be writing async again, and simply I'll be writing async in this bracket, and in this bracket I'll be writing here like init, and just simply write input in that, and here I'll be just writing like async, and just in that I'll be writing slash, and I'll be writing date time. So we have to define date time with the help of async tag. So I've defined here, so you don't care about that. So when you've done with that here, simply go to file, press save all button to just save these things here, and you can see now we have done that. So here it is good to go, so you can work with that all. So here if I just move forward, and you can see scalar is also defined with the help of segmentation. With the help of that we'll be just segmenting our data and just putting that on my desktop. So you can see now it is good to go. So here if I do one thing, like if I just save here also by pressing go to file and save all, and here we have done that. So when you've done with that things here, so simply I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be just coming underneath this async tag here, and here I'll be just changing that to like Excel, and here I'll be writing that equal to, and in that I'll be defining now not the Excel sheet location. Here I'll be now defining input, and in this input I'll be defining range tag, and in this range tag I'll be writing here like countdown. So right here, and then in countdown I'll be defining a range here. So when you've done with that things, you can see we have defined that also. When you've done that, just you can go to file and press save button to just save that all things. So I'll be pressing save all, and you can also do that by pressing save all button. You can see we are getting an Excel sheet here, then numpy pandas, date time, async. We are also getting Excel and many other things which we have to work with. So this is the bracket error which is just coming, so don't care about this bracket error. We have to just focus on our coding, not any of the bracket here. So when you've done with that, you can see till here. I hope you understand that all things, and you are just understanding till here. I'll be going to file, pressing save all, and you can see we are just having that thing. So simply I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be moving forward in that. So here I'll be pressing enter now, and here I'll be just writing that to like time only, and just I'll be writing equal to, and here I'll be just changing that to base, and in this base I'll be just changing that to like input, and here I'll be writing input plus range. So here I've written that because here I also want my input means like the data which we have just till here collected, it will be just printing on our screen, and range means like till range which we have just collected will be also come in front of our screen. So here we want these things here, so we can just move on, and we can just understand like till here we have just do these things here, and we have just collected that things. So simply I'll be changing that to input here, because this base I don't want that, and just write here base plus, because like uh, when we are just doing that outside this bracket, I've defined base tag here, so we can work with, but base tag is not a tag which we have to define outside the bracket. We have to only use input, init, range, or you can say breakpoint. We have to just use base in the like brackets. You can see here also we have just used that, so because of that it is not given any error. So here I'll be pressing Ctrl Z because it was just wiping up with that. Going to file and press save all button, so you can just work with that, and you can see everything is good to go. So you can just do and go forward to just work with that things. If I go at the top, and you can see we are getting import and many other things which we have to work with here, then data, CSV, and many other things here you can see. So when I'm done with that thing, so here I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be coming here, and we don't have to do nothing, just we don't have to erase that because we have defined now time. So here I'll be just coming, and we have to define the date, means not the date exactly date, you can define random date here. So here I'll be coming, writing init tag here, like after and you now I'll be writing date time, but date time should be like previously we have written in that. So here now when you've done that, I'll be writing that to like date, and I'll be writing that random slash, but it should be just this one slash date. So when you've done with that thing, just I'll be moving forward, going to file, press save all button, and you can see it is perfect, so I can work with that things here. So when you've done with that, just I'll be going to top, and here it is perfect. So we are also getting this representing tag which we have defined, then segmentation and input tag here, and we are also getting users and many other things which we have to just use with that. So here when you've done with that, we are just also getting a skeleton tag and Excel sheet which we have to define here, which we have already defined. So simply I'll be going to file here now and pressing save all button. By pressing save all that, and you can see everything is just saved, so you can just move forward to work with that all things. So when you've done that all, just I'll be moving forward in this random date tag, and here I'll be just pressing enter here. So when you've done that, if I just run that and see what it happens, so you can see init tag is having error, but I, like I'm telling you, don't care about this bracket error here, because we have to just focus on our works, not any of the bracket error. So here I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be just coming here, and just I'll be changing this to like async, and this tag I'll be not writing simply like that, I'll be changing here to async sheet. So here I'll be coming, and then I'll be changing this async sheet tag to like date time, and with the help of this date time tag I'll be defining a bracket, and in this bracket I'll be defining like async, and this tag write sheet, again write that, write random customer segmentation. So you will be thinking like, why I've written that? So the answer of that is like we have to just define that async sheet which we have written here, and we have to just print this date time tag on our sheet which we have just make on the desktop, like with the name of customer.csv. So here we want our data, so we have to just print this async here, means async means like things till here we have written with the help of async tag, then the sheet here which we have defined, so obviously it will be coming customer.csv, the random things which we have defined like date time and like you can say customer, and we have also defined many other things. Then it will be just doing these all things with the help of customer segmentation, because first of all we are collecting the data of customer. With the help of customer, it is just showing that on our screen, means on our sheet of Excel. Then it will be just segmenting our data, extracting that to our Excel sheet here. And you can see how good looking is that. We are using every other tag to just make the combination of that and working with that here. So simply I'll be going to file and pressing save all button to work with, and it is good to go. So you can work with that things here. So here when you've done with that here, so I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be going forward here also. So just go forward here, and you can see we are just getting these things. So simply I'll be pressing enter here, and when you've done with that here, so I'll be just coming here also, and then you can write that to like time, and here I'll be changing this to like equal to here, and you can write ethnic sheet here again. Then in that I'll be writing only this bracket, and you can now define time, date, and you can also define like date time here. So simply write that, so it will be just easy for us also to just check that's working or not. Go to file, press save all button to work with, and you can just work with that things here. So simply when you've done with that all things, you have to do one thing here also. Like if I go to the top, you can see we are getting import things which you have to just import here. It is also looking good. Then the data underscore CSV which we have to work with, and CSV date time and everything which we have to just do. We are getting all the things here. So till here I hope you understand. And now I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be going forward, and here also we are just getting that also. I'll be doing one thing, I'll be just coming underneath here, and now here I'll be just only writing a tag which should be just having a random. So when you've done that random, I'll be just writing equal to here. So write equal to, and then I'll be just moving forward here, and random when you've defined, so I'll be just writing here like init input here. So just create that, and I'll be changing that to like random, and here I'll be writing underscore, and right here like date time. So when you've done that all things here, simply I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be just writing here random underscore date time, because here we want our date time should be just in random thing. So because of that I'm defining random, and again define like our date time should be in random. We don't want our date time should be just coming now like that. When we are doing it should be just coming randomly, like computer do everything, then the date time will be shown. It will be not showing randomly, so it will be not work if it will be showing randomly. So take care about that. So till here we have done that all things, and till here I hope you understand it that also. When you've done with that all things, just I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be coming here and I'll be changing this to now init equal, but here init is a tag, so we don't do that here. So simply I'll be now writing here like deleter, and here I'll be just changing this to like input, and in this deleter tag I'll be just writing here like deleter. So here I'll be writing that, then here I'll be changing that to like you can say ethnic, and here with the help of this, but before that I'll be just coming here, then here I'll be just changing that to like you can say like this thing, but here it is coming here. I'll be just changing that to ethnic which we have defined. Now here I'll be writing sheet, so we can just define and move on other thing. So you can see we have defined deleter tag, then ethnic, and we have also defined our sheet which we have to define. So it means like we have defined the thing which we have written in deleter tag here, then ethnic things which we have defined at the top. With the help of ethnic tag, it will be showing all the ethnic things which we have defined and printing that on our Excel sheet, and then it is also just converted into sheet, because these things which we are just working with we want in one sheet. So because of that we are working with this tag, so we can just take our work which we are just doing in this Python file should be in Excel sheet, which is just called customer.csv, which we have make on the desktop. Simply go to Python text editor again, then I'll be moving here also, and then I'll be just going forward, and simply you can see we have done that all things. So here when you've done that all, just I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be coming underneath here also, and when you've done that all, just I'll be just writing here like you can say Excel, we have written that. So here I'll be just coming and writing range now. So simply this range here which I am writing should be just in brackets here, and I'll be in that writing init, in that I'll be writing input, and in that here I'll be just writing deleter tag. So when you've done that all, just I'll be defining here like date time, and here I'll be just adding all the things here like ethnic, then here I'll be also adding like randomly date, and then time here means separately I'm also writing that. Sheet also I'll be defining, then you can say Excel. So many other things which we have to define like customer, so here I'll be defining that also. And when you've done that, I'll be writing segmentation. So you can see we have defined these things because these things which we have defined that, so we mod in like console, so because of that we have to define that, so it will be just coming in console and it will be just working good. So because of that I am defining. So you can see we have defined that all things until here. When you've done that, just I'll be moving forward, and here you can see it is just good and you can work with that all things. So simply I'll be going back, and if I go to the top, you can see we are getting many other tags like pandas, then numpy, and we are also getting scalar and date time and time. So till here I hope you understand that all things here. And when you're done with that all things, just I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be moving forward here, and just I'll be coming underneath here also, and then changing that to like random, which we have just defined. So here I'll be now writing another thing which should be having a time tag. In this time I'll be just writing this here, and just in that I'll be writing init plus input, and here I'll be defining tags, because these tags I also print that on screen, means these all the tags with help of name it will be not coming. The things which we have written in this tag will be showing in our print screens, mean in our Excel sheet which we have just made, and we'll be also linking that with the help of segmentation. So when you've done that, I'll be changing that to like ethnic, which is also a tag here. Then write not sheet. So simply when you've done that all things, you can also write here, like if I go to the top here, you can change that to Excel. So here I'll be writing like Excel, and here we have also written Excel sheet. So you can write here like Excel sheet. So when you've done that all things, just I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be now going back here, then just go to file, press save all button to just save that things, and it is good. So we have just still do our half work which we have to do. Just we have to link this file so we can just work with our codes which we have done. So till here I hope you understand, and when you've done that all things, just you have to do another thing, like so now here you can see we have defined till here we have defined time tag also, and now we have just defined time. Now we have to define date, because here like I'm telling you we have to define these date time things separately here. So we have to define date now. Here I'll be writing this semicolon, means like this like quantities here. Then I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be writing delater, and in that I'll be just changing that to comma input, and with that I'll be also writing in it. So when you've done that, you have to do one thing here. You have to come forward, press enter here, and now here I'll be printing something here. So here now I'll be printing ethnic sheet. Okay, so I'll be printing ethnic underscore sheet, which we have defined at the top, and you can see now the thing error was just gone underneath that. So when you've done that, just go to file and press save all button to just save that things here. And when you've done that all thing, just you have to do one thing here, like you have to go forward, and you can see everything is working perfect. So you can just move on and work with that all things. So when you've done that all, just I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be coming underneath here, and here I'll be just writing here another thing. So just write here like ethnic, but now here I'll be underscore writing date equal, and just in that I'll be writing that to like random underscore date. So when you've done that all, just I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be coming underneath here, then I'll be going to file, pressing save all button to just save that all things here. So when you've done that all things, if I go to the top, and you can see everything is perfect. We have also defined pandas, numpy, then scale, and we have also defined like date time and time tag, which we have to just define. So till here we have done that all things. I'll be just scroll down to see it is working or not. So here it is working. So I'll be just coming underneath this, and here I'll be now writing that to like input. Okay, so in this input tag I'll be just changing that to like range. So here when you've done that, I'll be writing that to date. So when you've done that all things here, so you have to do one thing, you have to go to file and press save, because here with the help of range we have to just also write a plus icon, so we can just plus this date tag also with that. So you can see now it is just working perfectly, and just you can move on to just work with that things here. So simply when you've done with that all, just you have to do one thing here, you have to just go to file, and you have to just press save all button to just work with. So till here I hope you understand that all things. And when you've done that, just you can also go to file and press save all to just work with that all. And till here I hope you understand. Now you can just move forward and work with that all. So here till it is done, so we can just run that and see it is working or not in our file of Excel. So I'll be going to file, save all, and if I just run that by pressing this run button, you can see it is just having the error again. Like I'm telling you, we don't have to just focus on this bracket errors, we have to just focus on our code, so don't care about that. Now we have to run our file of like this and this. So open, I'll be pressing, and you can see both files opened here, and you can see now we are just getting our customer data, orders and everything which we want to just get here. So first of all, we are getting our customer data, okay, means the customer serial numbers. You can see then orders, they have just given the total items they have just purchased and the discount and weekday, hour, food, fresh, drinks, home and beauty and health, baby, pets, number, order and labels and class. We are getting many other things of our customer which we have to just create, and you can see how good looking is that. And here, like I'm telling you, you can just give your own discounts, and if you want to just go to less, you can go less that here, or if you want to just give more discount, you can also do that, because it's your choice to just do these things. And in total items, we are also getting these total item things here. You can see it's perfect to go, so you can also work with that. And if I scroll down, we are also getting many other things here. So like we are getting this ratio one, and if I go to the top, you can see we are getting classes also, like fresh, regulars, loyals and many other things which we have to work with. So you can just move forward and work with that thing there, and these are really helpful. And if I just go down enough, and you can see we are also getting this, like we are till here 9,000 lines, we are getting these things there. So if I go to the top, you can see yes, it is perfect. So I'll be going to the top, and you can see everything is perfect, so you can move on and work with that. So we are getting customer, order, total items, discount and many things which we have to work with. So when you're done with that thing there, you can go to the top and press save to just save that all things. So you can see how cool looking is that. So we have to just open our second file here, close here and close this one. So you can see we are getting first file here. We have to just open our second file of Excel. So you can see now it has opened, and we are in that also we are getting customer, order, total item which we are getting in the starting. So this is the starting thing which we are just getting here, but these are the things of which is just like low things. It is not more than enough things here. So you can also just use these things to just work with here. It is also a good. So you can see this project is just like that, and it is just not any of the big project here and not the big deal to just make. Just you have to practice that all things, and it will be just really helpful for you, and it will be also really just practice that all, and it will be also really helpful in your professional life, and will be just going and applying for jobs. And you can see we are also getting classes and many other things. If I scroll down, if I just go down enough, you can see till 28,000 here we are just getting these things here, and you can see how good looking is that. So we have just only extract the data and getting these all data, and you can see how easy it is to just manage these company things with Python, and it will be really helpful for you. Just you have to remember some of the codes in Python from which you can just extract the thing with the help of customer segmentation, so you can work with that. So you can see how good looking is that. So like that you can build your own customer segmentation project in Python. So I hope you understand. Now I'll be closing this file here, refreshing that, and I'll be coming here, and you can see till here we have done that. If I scroll down again, you can see till 9,000 I'm getting. Close this file again, go to PyCharm text editor here, and you can see till here we have run these all codes, and I hope you till here understand that. So I hope you understand that all things, and I hope how to build one and I hope you understand like how to build one customer segmentation project in Python, and I hope you also enjoyed this data sciences project like I enjoyed my previous one, data sciences project. So I'll be also bringing up many of the projects of data sciences and many of the like clones also day by day, but I'll be now bringing data sciences projects of Python, because now my focus is on Python. Now we will be doing React clones like in 1 or 2 days, because we have done many of the React since previous month and the previous month, like March and February you can say. So we have done many of the clones here, so we have to focus on our other languages like Python, HTML, CSS, JavaScript we have also do that. So because of that we have just done Python in the starting, and it was just so less and you can't understand anything. So because of that I'm bringing up data sciences project, and if you are beginner and not know about data sciences things, so you can just move on and join my courses or YouTube which I am just uploading. So I'm uploading these things day by day, so it will be also really helpful for you. Until I'm just uploading React apps also which I have just created previously, like app components projects. You can also check that all things, because that is also really helpful for you if you want to just become a React developer or JavaScript developer. So just you have to practice that all things, so you can just be a good programmer. So just I'll be meeting in next project or data sciences project. So for today, good bye.